I'm Nathan Rocker, and I just want to say, films these days. I mean, Pixar, what happened to you guys? 1 second, you were making hit after hit after hit, then sometime after Toy Story 3, it all went downhill. Luckily, Inside Out did mark a return to form for Pixar, with its clever dialogue, unique character designs, and well thought out plot. I mean, who could forget Bing Bong? But then last summer, something mediocre this way came, and its name was Finding Dory. I mean, how could you make a sequel to Finding Nemo, widely considered to be one of Pixar's best films, and the first to win a competitive Oscar? How could you make sure it didn't end up like, say, Monsters University? Well, let's watch and find out. Unlike the first film, which focused on Marlin trying to deal with his overprotectiveness and find his son Nemo, this sequel instead focuses on Dory trying to find her parents, who she only recently remembered. It's kind of odd, because in the last film, Dory says the short-term memory loss runs in the family. So, how do you discuss a film like this without first discussing its animation? The film is set 1 year after the events of the first film, but animation-wise, it certainly doesn't feel like it. The animation quality is vastly improved this time around, which is saying a lot, since the first film's animation still holds up well today. Even something as small as a Coca-Cola can feels photorealistic. Seriously, what is it with Coke in the movies? But how can you back up such good animation, no, great animation, with such an interesting story? And that, my friend, is where the film's problems lie. Such as having too many flashbacks involving the main character, Dory. As mentioned before, the film is about Dory trying to find her parents after all these years. Her journey to find them leads to some very interesting new settings, such as an expansive aquarium location which I could swear was deliberately inspired by the real-life Monterey Bay Aquarium, and some old characters interacting with some new ones. One such character is Hank the Septopus. He's an octopus who lost a tentacle and would rather be in a Cleveland aquarium than the ocean again, having dealt with the tears of it several times and currently living in the quarantine area of the California aquarium. That's pretty much all the motivation we ever get from him. Are we gonna get any more, or are we gonna have to deal with more Dory flashbacks? I thought so. See, here's the problem with this movie. So much of the running time is devoted to flashbacks that could have been shortened on the cutting room floor, so we don't get enough character development for these characters. Many of them just feel like one-note jokes, with only one personality trait to back them up. For example, there's Destiny, a whale shark whose character personality trait is bumping into things. And then there's Bailey, a beluga whose echolocation skills aren't exactly up to par and, you could say, still developing. And we don't get much development from him either. It would be wrong to say that the first film didn't have those developmental problems as well, but it feels like it's on a whole nother level. In addition to those misfires, the film just doesn't mesh together well tonally, and you can probably blame that on the subpar last 20 minutes. 1 minute, you might have a touching, emotional scene with callbacks to the first film, and then the next minute, you have Hank the Septopus driving a truck for reasons so undeniably stupid that you have to look them up yourself. Those last 20 minutes were terrible. How did they get away with it? It's hard to believe that Pixar could go from the top of their game to the pure mediocrity that this film delivers. I mean, you used Frank Sinatra. How could you screw that up? The voice acting is nothing too spectacular, and when it comes to returning characters, they really drop the ball. I mean, why is Marlin a jerk again all of a sudden? Early on in the film, after the squid incident I showed off earlier, Marlin tells off Dory, telling her to forget, because it's what she does best. Didn't you learn anything from the events of the last film? Every other returning cast member plays out like a glorified cameo. Before I finish, let me say one more thing. How do they not die from switching water sources so often? I know Screen Junkies and CinemaSins pointed this out, but I thought it was too good a point to pass up. Finding Dory is an unusually mediocre sequel to add to the Pixar lineup. If you enjoyed the first film, then you might get something out of it. However, if I were you, I'd probably skip it. You'd be better off watching Inside Out again instead. Films these days, at Pixar, they just don't make them like they used to. Join me again next time as we review Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And boy, do I have a bone to pick with that film.